Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new film review. Today I am going to review Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Space. Amazing echo, I know. No, just kidding. Today I'm going to review Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And this was a film that was on my radar for a very long time. Like a really long time. Like this was a movie that you don't really find, that often. It's not like a big movie from the 80s. It's just like this I would say underrated and underappreciated horror film, I would say, from the 80s. It is a film that I've known for a while, that I already knew from like a couple of things, couple of YouTube videos many years ago actually. But life got busy and I wanted to try to find it, but I did not find it in my local library. I didn't find it on any streaming platform. But luckily there was this day that I was talking to this I guess Amber from my class. She's a classmate of mine, and I was like, damn, what would be funny, if I actually got to see this movie. Like, this movie is pretty cool. And she was like, I'll send you the video or the film. And I said, well, okay, well, that happens. So I finally got around to watching that film, and holy shit, and it was so entertaining. Like, it is something, very, I would say, it's very, I'm not quite sure. It's very predictable, yeah, probably. Like, alright, it's pretty much like all the other horror film classics. Like, okay, there's this evil being, evil creature, and it's, creating havoc across the city. And obviously, the main characters need to stop this thing. Obviously, that was like, Halloween was like that, and pretty much like every other horror film is like that. So there is this evil entity and it needs to be stopped, obviously. So in the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it's literally in the title. There are killer clowns from outer space, they go on Earth, they chill a bit, and they get threatened, I guess, by these teenagers in a forest. And also this old man and a dog, they get eaten alive or whatever, I don't know. But, very interesting. Like the killer clowns themselves, they look very menacing. Holy shit, those costumes from the 80s, perfect. I would say they encapsulate like the I would say the ugliness of them, the creepiness of them, and I would say they're pretty cursed, right? Like the costumes itself, they look very creepy. I showed that to one of my other classmates, we were talking about it, and she was like, no, please, no, I already hate killer clowns. But this one was a bit too much. But yeah, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it follows a simple premise, I guess. Just teenagers who find out that there are killer clowns from outer space here with their spaceship, which is like this circus tent, which is bigger on the inside. Maybe they're Time Lords from Doctor Who knows? No, just kidding. But yeah, very interesting. Obviously, the killer clowns, they create havoc in this little city that the main characters are from. And yeah, the teenagers need to stop them. They contact the police, but one of the police officers don't believe them, and the other one does. Obviously, because it's the ex of the female girl from the main characters, and she is a ginger.
Yes, he be liking the redheads.
Yeah, okay. So there we go. Killer Clowns, man. Holy shit. Like, I'm really happy I watched this film, and now I have it downloaded, which is pretty cool. But yeah, really nice. And this is really great. This film, it's pretty classic. It's very 80s. You need to watch this film with your 80s mindset, obviously. There are lots of other classical 80s films like E.T. or Beetlejuice or stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I think the 80s are a big stepping stone for films. Like, you had so many great films, so many classic films as we call them nowadays. But Killer Clowns, it's one of those other films that is pretty much forgotten by all the other horror films that came out recently in all these years. But it's I don't know. We had other films about killer clowns like Pennywise. Yeah, there we go, an example there. Or we also have what's the name again? With the other white clown. Oh, what was it? I can't remember the name. Anyway, I'll pop the image on my. But yeah, you have a few killer clown movies, but now this one wasn't really that scary. Obviously, the clowns look very scary at that time. But I would say, you know, it was an enjoyable film. I recommend watching this film with, I would say, people 12 years and older. I think people underneath like the 12 years would be very frightened of these clowns, but obviously if they know it's a film, it's alright. But yeah, I think some scenes were very horrifying, like holy shit. Like they had this laser gun where they shot people with, and they turned into like gigantic, I guess, candy cane, or you know, they turned into these cocoons, right? These cocoons, which is very horrifying. Like in the spaceship, you see some of those cocoons. Eventually, at the end of the film, you see a lot of them, and those were all people at some point in the film, which is really, really frightening. But yeah, I think the ending was a bit weird. I'm not quite sure why. Killer clowns, great. Okay, circlings, bigger on the inside. I could work with that. Time Lords, Doctor Who, maybe. No, just kidding. Yeah, but the ending was, you know, a bit weird because there was this gigantic Godzilla clown suddenly. I'm not quite sure why. Or this King Kong looking clown, killer clown, was bigger than all the rest of the clowns. That was a bit weird, but whatever. The weakness of the clowns was their big red nose, which makes sense, obviously. I would say, oh yeah, the two other, I guess, side characters, not main characters, had like this ice cream van with a clown on top, which makes sense for the end, that's for sure, because they could communicate through that gigantic clown on their ice cream van to all the other killer clowns, which makes sense, right? Just, you know, that was literally just scenes before the Godzilla clown. But yeah, really interesting film. I've got to say, I'm really happy that I watched it. I would say I really recommend it if you were into like the more, you know, special-ish kind of horror films and very retro 80s films too. So hey, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Goodbye everyone.